in here you'll read about the angle to give all houses.
Right. I thought that was wonderful.
Well, actually, I cannot find documentation showing that that was in fact the case.
Okay.
It's coincidental that that's what in fact has occurred, but it was not by design by Grenville Dodge. What he did is he chose the crossing of Crow Creek, and the railroad had its alignment approaching that crossing.
Mm-hmm.
The city then, and if you look at all of the town sites along the railroad right-of-way, all the town sites were laid out parallel. The streets were parallel to the railroad. So that's what I'm saying. The city streets were actually laid out parallel to the railroad as it approached Crow Creek. It's just coincidental that they do in fact have that angle that maximizes the solar features, maximize solar heat for houses and streets and so on and so forth. So this has been a common misconception, historical misconception.
That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah, and
Tactful.
but it cannot be substantiated with documentation.
Right, right.
So anyway, in 1867, Grenville Dodge surveyed the city of Cheyenne, and it was roughly 2 miles by 2 miles square.
Okay.
And however, the Town Site Act of 1864 provided that the Union Pacific Railroad would obtain title to those town sites, and by the sale of those town lots, they would then, that's how they financed the construction of the railroad, along with the every other section that they got for.
Yeah, I thought it was every other section.
Yes, and it was the odd numbered sections, and it reached out for, was it 10 or 20 miles?
20 miles.
20 miles north and south of the railroad location. And by the sale of those sections, they also financed the construction of the railroad.
And continue to operate today because they got all the minerals too.
That's correct. That's
Oh,
correct.
they kept all the minerals. Stuff.
Well, however, this is an interesting little fact that I just learned this week. The mineral rights did not go with the original conveyance of title to the Union Pacific Railroad at the time. And in the Cheyenne area here, it would be 1867. It was not until 1932 that Congress actually granted the railroad the mineral rights